So that new Link 4 that we got evidently makes Arcana Force playable. You guys smash the link right out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now you're probably actually asking, Robbie, did you just say that the new Link 4 makes Arcana Force playable? Yes, it does. We'll go through the list here at the end of this, but Oozlehole has been cooking up some crazy things today because their love and passion for that card is actually insane. They're like, this card is just broken for what it's been doing. So we're going to go ahead and do some Arcana Force comboing for you here. So we're going to go ahead and deploy the Light Barrier. The main thing you care about here is you're going to get to choose which effects need to resolve for you. So we're going to go ahead and drop down the Arcana reading, which allows you to apply an effect, which heads add one, or tails, your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand. That's never going to actually happen here. We're always going to add in what we need here. So we'll go ahead and do our thing here. We're going to go ahead and special summon down the Sun, which gives you, you can set a spell or trap card that has a coin tossing effect or destroy, and that's fine. As long as you have a coin tossing card on the field, which we do. Thank you, Light Barrier. Free special summon, and then we'll get the free set here. So we're actually going to set out the Arcana spread from the deck here, which Arcana spread, toss a coin, you can apply head, special summon level 4 lower, or tail, special summon one monster from your graveyard that has a coin toss effect, alright? So we're going to bring out Mr. Hierophant here. On normal summon, we'll go probably heads here to add one from deck or graveyard, or from deck with a different card name, or special summon one from the deck to your opponent's field. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually bring out the world here to the opponent's field. Yes, this is actually going to go ahead and trigger on the opponent's field here. Not like it's really going to matter here. All right, we'll go ahead and get heads on that. Oh no, my opponent contribute 2 monsters, but that doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and we're going to contact Fuse on into the Chaos Ruler. So on summon, you're going to trigger this nice little heads effect here. Let's just special summon a level 10 Arcana Force monster to your field, ignoring those fat summoning conditions. No, just kidding. We're going to trigger add Mr. Hierophant here from the deck. Alright, so this is actually where the actual normal summon is coming down here. And you're going to notice something on this card. There's nothing on this card that restricts you from using this more than once per turn. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to hand our opponent the Fiend. Alright, so we can go ahead and get this cleared on out here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and banish the Arcana reading here, which is going to go ahead and poof on away. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get the Lovers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go heads here. This card can be treated as true tributes for a tribute summon of an Arcana Force monster. Alright, we're going to go ahead and overlay here on into Dugaris, the Timeless. Go ahead and detach. And, oh boy, here we go again. Mr. Hierophant is back. This is just, how many times can we abuse Hierophant and get this to do its thing? Which we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring on out the Chariot now. God, both of these effects are terrible. Give control of this card to your opponent. Or when this card destroys opponent's monster by battle, special summon that monster to your field. Ooh, that's awful. We're going to go ahead and link someone on into Cross Sheep here. And we're going to go ahead and contact Fuse into the Chaos Ruler. Now keep in mind that there's nothing in this that says that you can't use a Chaos Ruler to make a Chaos Ruler, alright? I think that's actually kind of insane that nobody is maybe caught on to that, but we'll go ahead and we get our free trigger here yet again, and the Cross Sheep. So we get out Mr. 4K here from the deck, and then we get our Revive off of the Cross Sheep. The Hierophant is back again to go ahead and do something. Alright, so now the Empress is coming out here. So when your opponent would when your opponent normals or sets a monster, you can special summon one Arcana monster from your hand or tails. Each time your opponent normal sets a monster, send one card from the hand to the graveyard. Typically, you can also give this card to your opponent and then just let this card trigger, but I mean, you're going to have to watch a coin result, go on tail. So it's kind of a 50-50 to get that advantage there. Now we're going to go into Moon of the Closed Sky here. Alright, so this is going to be standard Fiendsmith combo at this point. So you go ahead and you'll see the Lacrima resolving here. Fiendsmith dump. Alright, here comes Sequence. Going ahead, tucking on back. Alright, just to make the Duke of Demise. Yes, this is an actual card that we're doing here, by the way. So now this is where you're going to go ahead and you're going to make Albawa Q, the Lightless Shadow. So this was our new card that we just got. So this is 2+ monsters, including a theme. During your main phase quick effect, discard one card to activate one of the following effects. We can destroy a card on the field, or we can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, we can special summon a light or dark monster from your graveyard. All right, so basically, we'll go ahead and discard. We get to go ahead and bring up the Worldo here. Mr. World's going to go ahead and get the chance to trigger. Go ahead and send the 2. We'll go ahead and take our next turn, and a Balakue actually comes back to our field. Congratulations. You saw this new card with a lot of extra steps being generated out here. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. You have to be using the Fiendsmith stuff in this deck. You have to make sure that you don't do anything that's going to lock you from this. But I think that this was a pretty good showing of the Worldo actually resolving. I mean, we still had attack talents in hand. Technically, this was done relatively easily. I mean, we discarded a Mulch Army, which was fine. And I mean, this took resolving the Hierophant, what, like 4 times to do, which is actually kind of insane to be thinking about out here. Just how much that card not being locked on once per turn actually does for this deck. So, hey, somebody just had to find the right formula in order to capitalize on what you can actually do with that thing, and I think it worked out. Let's pass on over to the deck list. So starting things off here, we are only playing 1 copy of the Dark Ruler. This might be something you might have to supplement. You might have to play multiples, because this guy has to special summon from the deck. I mean, yes, you can also get it from the hand too, but as you saw in the situation where you might have had to possibly step through multiples of these in order to, you know, get the extra extender on the field bypassing those conditions, it might be in your best interest to possibly extend this on up to 2, just to kind of see what you can do. Now, we're also playing 1 copy of the Empress. Like I said in the video, there is a slight chance that you could be able to get some hand ripping off of your opponent. You just have to... You have to work for it, all right? It's kind of sad, but that's one of the big things. Mr. Hierophant. Now, this card also has another effect that I didn't get the chance to talk about. It was you can discard this card. For the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when Arcana Force monsters is summoned to your field. That's very important to think about out here, because this is like an anti-hand trap, you know, stop your opponent from actually interfering with your stuff. And this card is very, very, very good. We also have 1 copy of The Lovers. I mean, this treats as the additional 2, or can be treated as 2 tribute summons for the world, which actually does kind of come up sometimes. You gotta remember, you're not... The old Arcana Force monsters are not good. Chariot, I mean, this was the one that destroys an opponent's monster. You get it on a 1700, but Tails, you give control of this to your opponent. I mean, that doesn't really matter all that much, because the sad part is like, you'll get that you're just going to contact this up anyway. And then, of course, triple copies of the Sun, free extender, free add. This card is the nuts, or it's a free board wipe on spells and traps. Like, so good. And then, of course, Zafindo. This actually is also really good. The fact you can discard to go get the field spell with this is really, really good. Also, I mean, get some free extra little damage off of this, actually, if need be. And then, of course, only 1 copy of the World. Honestly, as long as this doesn't get Bysteeled, I think you're fine. You could make some decisions to play multiples if you're really worried about that. Then we have 1 Engraver with the 1 Lacrima. Pretty small package in this, but that's fine. Of course, triple Fool the Wasp. I mean, you may as well be just trying to draw as many good cards as you can. Of course, we're playing 1 Sakitama for a normal summon extender, and then, of course, triple Arcana reading, and triple copies of Spread. I see nothing wrong with these ratios. 1 Chicken Game, just to kind of get into another field spell in case, or to draw if need be. 1 copy of the Light Barrier, then Monster Reborn, set rotation. I do like this idea to be able to, you know, get the Light Barrier out. Terraforming also, and then, of course, the triple copies of the Wave of Light, and then triple Tack Talents, triple Thrust. I think you've got everything covered here, honestly. Extra deck, I mean, SP Little Knight, Moon, of course, Unicorn, IP with the Sequence, Requiem, the Cross Sheep with the Access Code, a Balakue, this card's broken, a Varudus if need be, Dugaris, and then, of course, the Duke of Demise. Yes, this actually worked out. And then, of course, we have triple copies of the Chaos Ruler. Now 150% easier to access because this card is hilarious. But yeah, there you go. If you want an opportunity to just play some Arcana Force, just to see what you can kind of spam on out here, or, you know, opportunity to see what you can come up with, I think that this deck is very, very well off. I think that maybe you can mess around with the ratios if you're scared of like this having something happen to it, or you know, the world having something bad actually happen. But you're just gonna have to make some decisions out here just to see what you can actually come up with. But that's fine. So what do you guys think about this? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.